Hello everyone and welcome to Penn State Sports Night. I'm your host, Austin Groft, alongside Zach Gershman and Andrew Kalb. And tonight we'll be giving you our Heisman predictions for the 2020-21 college football season. Let's start right off the bat. Zach, who do you have leading the Heisman race after week 2?
After week 2, I'd have to say it's Spencer Rattler from Oklahoma. The quarterback, dominant first game performance against Missouri State, leading them 48-0 win. 4 touchdowns, 290 yards, unheard of as a redshirt freshman. He's leading the race, but he's not going to win it.
Really? You don't think he's going to win?
Nope.
No. All right, well, Spencer Rattler put on a show Saturday. He had by far the best performance out of anybody. And there was one other player who's in the Heisman race that played this weekend, Trevor Lawrence. He had a big win for Clemson over Wake Forest, putting up 350 yards and 3 touchdowns combined through the air and on the ground. I think he's coming into the season with a big chip on his shoulder after a national championship loss last year.
Typically a quarterback wins the Heisman, but who do you guys have as a non-quarterback position to win the Heisman this season?
We all know it's predominantly a quarterback award, with the last non-quarterback winning the Heisman being Derrick Henry back in 2015. But there's one running back that stands out to me this year, and that's Travis Etienne out of Clemson. Having over 1,600 yards last year and over 20 touchdowns. I think everyone thought he was going to the NFL last year, comes back for his senior year. I think he's got a shot at the award. But with all the quarterback talent around the country, it's going to be very hard for him to win it.
If the Big Ten was playing, I would say defensive player Micah Parsons from Penn State, from our very own Nittany Lions. I think he's in the same category as Chase Young was in last year, matching up with Joe Burrow's teammate Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts. I definitely think he would have been a finalist. But there is no Big Ten, and Micah Parsons opted out. So the person I would say, the running back I would say, would be Chuba Hubbard from Oklahoma State. Led the nation in running last year in rushing yards, over 2,000 yards. I believe it was 2,090 and some change, 21 touchdowns. There was also talk about him possibly going into the draft. I think this is the year, though, that he could end up as a finalist.
You guys touched on it briefly. We know the big names like Trevor Lawrence and Spencer Rattler. But Zach, who is your sleeper pick to win the Heisman this season?
I have 2 sleeper picks, and they're both in the ACC now. You have Ian Book from Notre Dame, led the Fighting Irish last year, broke so many records for them, 4 touchdowns, 5 straight games, threw over 3,000 yards. I would definitely say that he's a sleeper. The only issue is for him is that he has a lack of experience at wide receiver, doesn't necessarily have the chemistry. I did make a mistake, and Texas is not in the ACC. The other sleeper I have here is Sam Ellinger, Texas quarterback, threw for over 3,000 yards. This, without a doubt, has to be Tom Herman's most experienced group out of Texas. I could see him being a Heisman sleeper.
Well, I got 2 names too as well. I got Sam Howell out of UNC and Kyle Trask out of Florida. Sam Howell finished last year with over 3,800 yards and 38 touchdowns as a true freshman, leading the Tar Heels to a season that not a lot of people expected. And then as for Kyle Trask, he came in after Felipe Franks went down with an injury. He led the Gators to a big season, only losing to Georgia and LSU, 2 of the nation's top teams last year. And if Kyle Trask can keep things rolling this year, I think he can make a case for the award. Same with Sam Howell.
And finally, to end this segment, Andrew and Zach, who do you have to win the Heisman Trophy this season?
When it all comes down to it, I got to go with the school that's produced 2 of the last 3 Heisman winners and 2 of the last 3 first overall picks. Oklahoma is a quarterback factory. As we saw last year with Jalen Hurts, Lincoln Riley can make almost any quarterback look good. So if you bring a quarterback in like Spencer Rattler with immaculate talent, I don't see how he doesn't win this award this year.
Spencer Rattler is a good pick, but as I already said in the beginning of this, he's not winning. You touched a little bit on in the beginning with Trevor Lawrence having lost the national title game against LSU last year. Trevor Lawrence doesn't lose. The last time he lost outside of that game against LSU was 2017 when he was back in high school. Trevor Lawrence is coming in with a chip on his shoulder, as you said, and in Dabo Swinney's offense, I don't see him not winning the Heisman Trophy award this year.
So there you have it. Thank you, Zach and Andrew, for your great predictions. It's going to be fun to watch the Heisman race the rest of the season. This is Penn State Sports Night. I'm Austin Groft signing off. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching our latest edition of Penn State Sports Night. If you're a fan of our content, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more clips. Also follow us on Twitter at PSSNTV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with the action. For all my colleagues, we are Penn State Sports Night.